Right, let's get more reaction to the passing of former Zimbabwean President Robert Mugabe. Zimbabwe's government spokesperson Nick Mangwana joining us now from Harare on the line. Mr. Mangwana, your reaction to the passing of the former president?
It's a sad day for Zimbabwe, a sad day for Africa at large, because former President Robert Mugabe was in a class of certain iconic Pan-Africanists. He is in the same category as the likes of Julius Nyerere, Kenneth Kaunda, Samora Machel, and so forth. Those were his contemporaries as liberators. So Africa is a bit poorer without his presence here.
The president of Zimbabwe, Emmerson Mnangagwa, tweeting this morning that Mugabe is an icon of the liberation struggle and a Pan-Africanist. But some, of course, will argue that his legacy is tainted.
Robert Mugabe was a human being, and therefore he had these fallibilities. He made mistakes like everybody else. But let's not center on the mistakes that people do when people have done good. Let's look at the good they have done, because declaring that a person has mistakes, especially at the time when they just passed on, is not the ultimate thing that we do, because any human being that passes, that has achieved a lot, be it Nelson Mandela, Kwame Nkrumah, and so on. They made mistakes at some point. And those mistakes should not be amplified, and they are not the highlights of their lives, especially if they had a big impact of the magnitude Robert Mugabe made, which is one, being a founding father of Zimbabwe. Two, his stance on the land issue and the empowerment of the black people.
Mr. Mangwana, it would be for some people difficult not to highlight the mistakes that you are saying should not be amplified this morning, because the suffering of the people of Zimbabwe continues to this day. Is it not telling and perhaps a bit embarrassing that he dies in a foreign country where he had been attended to, meaning that Zimbabwe's hospitals were just not fit enough for him?
I think that's not really a major point. How many of our iconic leaders did not die in the countries of their birth? I mean, I think Zambia has got 6 or so presidents that died elsewhere. Is that embarrassing? No. Should Africa develop better? Yes, of course, Africa should develop better and should have better hospital facilities. But the fact that we are underdeveloped more so when we are under debilitating sanctions is a testimony that there are things to be done in Africa. His deceased wife, Sally, died in this country, being treated in this country. At that point, our hospitals had not been decimated under the schedule of sanctions. But now that has happened, we are here now, and he died elsewhere. Unfortunately, it is what it is. But it does not take away the luster of his iconic status.
Mr. Mangwana, some people in Zimbabwe will possibly at this time remember back the events of November 2017, the ousting of Robert Mugabe. Some people saying at that time that it was a rebirth of Zimbabwe. How do you think ordinary Zimbabweans will remember Mr. Mugabe?
Ordinary Zimbabweans will remember Mr. Mugabe as the founding father and icon who, because he married wrong, ended up overstaying in power and going the wrong way at the sunset of his years. But other than that, he had done a lot of good. It's only that he overstayed in power and then obviously allowed a cabal of certain manipulators to manipulate him.
Mr. Mangwana, I thank you very much for your time. He is Zimbabwe's spokesperson for the government of Emmerson Mnangagwa.